Good evening, viewers. You're tuned into ICRT, keeping you informed.
ICRT!
The new Taipei Fire Department says crews are still working to fully extinguish a fire in Shenkang Township that broke out in an apartment building basement yesterday afternoon. The basement was being used to store electronic goods, and a fire department official said those goods include lithium batteries, which has been hampering efforts to fully extinguish the blaze. Residents of Shenkang and parts of Taipei have been reporting a strong smell of burning plastic since the fire broke out, and the Taipei City Environmental Protection Department has been advising people affected by the smell to close their windows and doors and also to wear face masks while outdoors.
Extinguish. Basement. Electronic goods. Lithium batteries. Hamper. Advise. Affected.
The Taiwan External Trade Development Council has held a delegation of 15 Taiwanese halal-certified food manufacturers to participate at the Gulf Food 2024 exhibition. It's a premier event for the food and beverage section in the Middle East and North Africa and was recently held at the Dubai World Trade Center. The move aims to tap into the rising halal market, showcasing a diverse array of Taiwanese products, including coffee, juices, and processed agricultural goods. The exhibition drew significant attention, highlighting Taiwan's efforts to expand its presence in the global halal market. Officials say with halal food demand rising globally, Taiwan's participation underscores its commitment to quality and innovation, positioning Taiwanese companies favorably in the competitive Middle Eastern market.
Delegation. Halal certified. Beverage. Tap into. Diverse. Positioning. Competitive.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared that Moscow has no intention to deploy nuclear weapons in space, claiming that the country only has developed space capabilities similar to what the U.S. has. Putin's statement follows last week's White House confirmation that Russia has obtained a troubling anti-satellite weapon capability, although it is not operational yet. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said it would violate the International Outer Space Treaty, but declined to comment on whether the weapon is nuclear capable. Putin says that he has always been categorically against and will continue to be against the deployment of nuclear weapons in space.
Intention. Deploy. Capabilities. Anti-satellite weapon. Operational. Outer Space Treaty. Categorically.
Preparatory work for the Taipei MRT's Minsheng Siji line has finally started after years of discussions, and now residents at the Minsheng community are worried about the potential environmental impact. At a public hearing last night, many residents expressed their concerns about whether the local traffic will enter a dark period. Some also fear that their decades-old apartment buildings may suffer structural damages. The line, which is 11 kilometers in length with 9 stations, will connect Taipei's Minsheng West Road to New Taipei Siji and the Jilong MRT system. At an estimated cost of 114 billion NT, the new line will take nearly 10 years to build. The Minsheng community is well known for its wide sidewalks, trees, and shops dating back to the 1970s when Taipei's urban plan extended eastward. In response, the Department of Rapid Transit Systems said construction would be phased, with partial construction during excavation to maintain the original number of road lanes.
Preparatory. Environmental impact. Public hearing. Structural. Estimated. Quaint. Phased.
The Taiwan Cement Corporation has launched a recruitment initiative. It's offering 36 positions across 10 domains such as carbon management, ESG strategies, low-carbon materials, and smart AI, with a special focus on generative AI engineers. Launching the 2024 Climate Action Talent Recruitment Plan, TCC introduces an innovative online climate action talent quiz to help applicants find their fit within the company. This expansion aims to bolster TCC's capabilities in optimizing ESG management and supporting the construction of a high-power battery cell factory in Canada under its Molacell brand. TCC is set to scout for talent at National Taiwan University's job fair on March 2nd, followed by a detailed presentation at their corporate headquarters on April 19th.
Recruitment initiative. Domains. Generative AI. Carbon management. Bolster. Presentation. Headquarters.
India is renewing its push to add rooftop solar to meet the needs of a fast-growing nation that's hungry for energy. Just a few years ago, an installation meant getting multiple approvals, finding a reliable company, and shelling out plenty of money before a buyer could see her first bit of clean energy. But that's changing. The government has streamlined approvals, made it easier for people to claim subsidies, and pushed mountains of cash to encourage faster adoption of a technology seen as critical for India's clean energy goals. That includes $9 billion that Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced in early February. Rooftop solar is seen as an especially good energy solution in India's remote areas.
Renewing. Rooftop solar. Installation. Subsidies. Streamlined. Adoption.
Hundreds of farmers have driven their tractors into central Madrid as part of ongoing protests against European Union and local farming policies. The demonstration Wednesday, the biggest to take place in the Spanish capital after more than 2 weeks of daily protests across the country, included a rally outside the Agriculture Ministry. The unions organizing the group say they're bringing 500 tractors and many other farmers on buses. Many of the tractors will have to stay outside of the city because of government restrictions. Similar protests have taken place across the bloc. Farmers complain that the 27 nations' EU policies on the environment and other matters are a financial burden and make their products more expensive than non-EU imports.
Protests. Demonstration. Rally. Unions. Restrictions. Block. Financial burden.
The Coast Guard Administration has announced the deployment of a new 100-ton patrol boat and a squadron of rotary wing unmanned aerial vehicles to Orchid Island to safeguard the flying fish season there. The season in Orchid Island traditionally lasts from the end of February until early June, with the indigenous Tao people going out to sea. The Taitung County government has issued a statement prohibiting the capture of flying fish within a 3 nautical mile coastal area of Orchid Island. It also says that fishing vessels over 10 tons are banned from capturing flying fish within 6 nautical miles of the island except for non-motorized fishing rafts. As fishing boats and vessels from other places and tourists often disrupt the Tao people's traditional way of fishing, Coast Guards will use drones and big patrol boats to conduct continuous terrestrial patrols and the sea surface monitoring. Taitung officials are also calling on the general public to call 118 to report illegal fishing or other unlawful maritime incidents.
Deployment. Squadron. Unmanned aerial vehicles. Indigenous. Prohibiting. Fishing rafts. Terrestrial patrols.
Turtle Island off the northeastern county of Yilan is scheduled to open for visitors on March 1st. The Northeast Coast National Scenic Area Office says it is offering 2 new travel packages this year, the Blue Ocean Ecotourism and the Green Firefly Ecotourism packages for visitors. The ocean tour takes visitors out to the sea from Wushi Harbor and sail around the Turtle Island and watch whales and dolphins, with registration begins on March 2nd. The Firefly Tour introduces people to CJ Wine, an eco-friendly winery in Touchung, for winemaking, dinner, and seeing the fireflies, and registration runs from April 4th to May 5th. To protect the natural environment, the office says Turtle Island closes for 3 months from December 1st to the end of February every year. After the reopening, there will be a daily limit of 1,800 visitors who are required to go through a registration process beforehand.
Schedule. Ecotourism. Registration. Eco-friendly. Natural environment. Reopening.
The National Museum of History has completed its large-scale renovation project and reopened to the public on February 21st with a new permanent exhibition titled Discover Our Connections Right Here. The new permanent exhibition features a selection of 110 artifacts presenting the social and cultural changes that the National Museum of History has experienced alongside Taiwanese society over the past 70 years. The exhibit is aimed at enabling understanding of the modern and recent history of Taiwan's social and cultural development. The NMH started its renovation and building renewal project in mid-2018, and that was completed earlier this year. The National Museum of History is the first museum established by the KMT after it moved to Taiwan in 1949. It's now hoped that the museum can draw out Taiwan's unique culture that is fused with multiculturalism and the spirit of democracy and display it to the public.
Renovation. Permanent. Exhibition. Artifacts. Multiculturalism. Democracy.
Looking for the hottest music and exciting updates? Follow ICRT on YouTube and all social media!